What's up, guys? Today we're going to be installing the Kwikset Halo Smart Lock. So before we get started with anything, the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to remove the lock that was previously there. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And the first step of installing the lock is we're going to get started right here with the deadbolt. All right, so one of the nice things with the deadbolt here is it has an up here that it's going to tell you to face up. I don't know how many times I can tell you that I've done it backwards, but what you're going to do is you're going to slide that right in there, and you're going to make sure that you have a little bit of space right here at the end, because if you don't, and you go too long, it's not going to fit. So sometimes if the hole's a little bit bigger, you are going to have to extend that deadbolt, but in this case, we're going to keep it short, give it a little bit of space, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the two black screws that we have here, and I'm going to screw these in. And that's going to be the first step, is going to be installing that deadbolt there. So let me screw them in. All right, so I got those two screws screwed in right there. And now I'm going to move on to the next step in installing the Kwikset lock. So you're going to need the piece right here that I like to call the skeleton. And that's going to come in attached to here, and you're going to pull it off. And then you're also going to need the faceplate. So the first step of doing this is we want to make sure that we're having the faceplate on the outside of the lock, and you'll see that there's a black cord attached right here. That black cord is going to go underneath right here, and then this gold piece that's coming out is going to go right through the hole of the deadbolt. So we're going to slide this piece under, and then we're going to make sure that this piece right here is going right through the deadbolt. And sometimes you got to wiggle it a little bit to get it in there. But there you go. You can see on this end that we had to go right through the hole, and then the black piece is going right underneath. So that's going to be the first step there. And then the next piece is going to be this skeleton piece. And the skeleton is going to come right through here. And this black piece, you're going to be able to push it down, get it down there. Yeah, see, so you see right there, it's going to have a little place to rest down there on the bottom. And then this piece will line up right over the middle right there. Now, this part right here, a little bit difficult, but you're going to want to make sure that your faceplate is straight on this end. And then you're going to want to make sure that this piece right here, the skeleton, is not hitting on the screw or moved around. And you're going to take these two screws right here. And I like to start off with my hand first, as I'm putting them in, just to make sure that I'm lining it up correctly. And it'll slide right through here on this hole. And I'll just kind of use my hand to start off to make sure that I get it lined up. So there you go, I got the first piece. And then the second piece, there you go. And one thing that I'll say, so I got them both in there, is this part's probably best to use like a hand, a Phillips on it, just because I've seen if you get it too tight, sometimes you'll have some issues with the lock. So I'm going to go ahead and hand screw these, and I'm going to make sure that as I'm hand screwing that the faceplate is lined up straight. So that's going to be my next step here, is screwing these two in, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so I got my screws installed here. You're going to have to let me know how I did, so make sure to comment. Let me know if you think I got it straight or if I need some more work on it. And that too, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. But now we're going to be moving on to number 3. So step 3, we're going to be bringing out the guts, is what I like to call it. So it's going to be this black piece right here. And one of the key pieces to pay attention to on this part is going to be this little arrow down here on the bottom. This little arrow is going to attach to this arrow right here, which is going to give this lock power. Now, this part can be a little bit difficult, but what you're going to do is you're going to connect that, and then this piece you're going to line up on the gold piece right here. But one of the things you'll have to do is you'll have to tuck in this cord into the back of the battery. So I tucked it in. I don't know if you can see it that well, but I tucked it in there, and I'm going to line it up, and then it'll click right on there. All right, and you can see if it's ever like pushed off a little bit, that might mean you need to tuck in that cord a little bit more, but you can see it's on there pretty good. And this step, we're going to bring out the two screws. So these 2 screws are going to be Phillips. And what you'll need to do is you'll need to screw both these onto the bottom. So you're going to see 4 screws on both sides, or 4 holes, and you're going to screw them both into the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and screw those in, and then we'll get to our last step after this. So, all right, so now for our last step. So as you can see, we've got both our screws in here, but we got a little hole in the top. The hole in the top is going to be for the batteries, and I've already lined up the batteries to save us some time there. And it's as simple as this. You're going to drop these batteries in here. And one thing that I like to do is I like to do what's called rehanding the lock. And so rehanding the lock is going to be teaching this deadbolt which direction to go. And why that's important is when you make this lock smart, you don't want it going the opposite way of your commands. And then sometimes too, you'll get some clicking if it's not lined up correctly. So we're going to hold this program button when we drop the battery pack in for 5 seconds. So I'll do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll let go. And then I'll re-click it. And there you go. You can see it's rehanding. Sometimes it takes 5-10 seconds. But you can see here on the front, it's showing which way it's been rehanded to. But I think that's a really important step to do to make sure that your lock's going in the right direction. And then here's the last step is we're going to have the back plate right here. You're going to attach this, and you'll see on here there's a screw here, a screw here, and a screw on the bottom. So 3 screws. I'll tell you, this one on the bottom is always tough to get to, so if you have like a little Phillips, that's probably your best bet there for that one. But that's it. That's how you set up the Kwikset Halo lock for the installation. If you need help with the syncing, I'll definitely be making a video on how to sync the lock as well with the Kwikset app, so be looking out for that. But that's it right there for the Kwikset Halo lock. And if you have any questions or need help or get stuck on any of the steps, please comment. And if you have any feedback too, please comment as well. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great rest of your day.